Hey scholars, welcome back to another video. So this video is another addition. This lesson we're adding on to our previous lessons, and it's focused on, as the title says, one-step equations. So in our previous videos, what we learned of multiplication division with order of operations or PEMDAS. Then we also looked a little into our real numbers and integers, and even knowing multiplication division and addition and subtraction, and how to use them with signs. Now we're taking all that knowledge that we learned from our previous videos and we're now applying it into this section. So this section and this topic or this lesson will be broken up into a series of videos because it comes in multiple steps equations. We have first one step equations, which you will see today. Then we also have two-step equations. Then we have multi-step. And then lastly, we have our word problem equations. And although it may seem like a lot, and we're focusing on this one, although it may seem like a lot, because we have such a good understanding and we're doing it, we're building off of the base of our previous videos and we're now applying it to this. So what are one-step equations? One-step equations are simply equations where we're just solving for a variable. Usually these variables, which you see in probably like in a book, in a textbook, these variables come with letters like A, B, X, Z, and so on and so forth. But what we're really going to focus on is how to solve using those variables. And I tend to think of it as the variables are placeholders because the variables can be any number. But instead of putting a number, we're trying to find it out. In this situation, we're trying to find it out. So we put a letter just to hold the spot. So we're going to go through a series of different types of one-step equations that we have here. And we're going to do it in addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And we're also going to do some challenging questions because like I told you, this channel is not only for you to just sit down and hear me talk, but it's for you to have an understanding of how to do the problems. So we're going to do on it. We're going to work on it right now. First set, addition, subtraction. Okay, here we go. So these are your addition questions. So we'll take like 5 seconds and you can look through it, pause the video if you need to, so you can have an understanding of how to do these questions and how to solve for these questions. Just have that mentality to think of how to approach these kind of questions. Okay, so we give you some time to think of how would I target these kind of questions. Let's work on the first one. First one is, we write it separately, is a plus 12 equals 20. We want to solve for this. So the best way I can solve for it is to figure out what's going on around it. So what I see that there's a 12 that's being added to it, and on the other side is a 20. So I think of this 20, and I think of this as like a seesaw. I want the x to be completely by itself. So I have to shift. What do I have to shift? I have to shift the 12 to the other side to get the x to be lonely and all by itself. The only way I can be able to do that is if I do the opposite sign or the opposite of what it's doing. It sounds confusing, but I'll explain it. In order for me to get the x by itself, I have to do the opposite of the sign or of what is happening in this reaction. In this case, the x is being added to 12, so the opposite of an addition would be a subtraction. So to get the x by itself, I have to move the 12, but how would I move it? I would subtract 12. But whatever I do to one side of the equation, because like I drew a line, the line is meant to show that there's two parts to it. Whatever I do to one side, I must also do to the other side. I'll draw a line. The 12 will cancel out because plus 12 and minus 12, as we learned in our previous videos, when opposite signs are present, they subtract. So 12 minus 12, simply 0. So on this side, I will just have x by itself. Bring down this equal sign. And now we have here different signs. There's a plus 20 and a minus 12, which means subtraction. So 20 minus 12 is 8. But I keep the sign of the bigger number. And which is bigger? 20 is bigger than 12, so the 8 is plus. So in this question, the answer is x equals 8. Let's work on the others. Using our same strategies and our same fundamental understanding, we first write it out and target the question. The opposite of a subtraction that's going on with the y being subtracted. So we do the opposite of subtraction, which is addition. So on one side of the line, to get the y by itself, I have to add 7. But whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. Make a line. This cancels out. Y would then equal opposite signs. 7 and 3 are opposite. So just pretend like it's regular subtraction. 7 minus 3 is 4. What kind of 4? Positive or negative? 7 is bigger than 3, so it'll be a positive 4. So here, y equals 4. And let's run through all these others. A minus 5 equals 9. Make our line. Plus 5 to get the a by itself. Plus 5 on the other side. A is by itself now. Same sign, so we just add 9 plus 5, 14. And the sign stays the same because there's no change in the sign. So here, a is 14. And minus 18 equals negative 25. Add 18 on both sides. M is by itself. Opposite signs. 25 minus 18, which would be 7. Sign of the bigger number. 25 is bigger than 18, so our sign would be negative. Here, M is equal to negative 7. And our last one for this addition and subtraction is K plus 4 equals negative 2. Our line. Minus 4 on this side, minus 4 on this side. K comes down. Same sign, so we keep the sign. And we just do regular addition. 4 plus 2, which is 6, because same signs add. Different signs subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number. K equals negative 6. So if you got these answers for your addition and subtraction for one step, you're doing good. Now we can do our multiplication. Actually, let me just do it down here. Now we're going to do our next set of questions, which are multiplication and division. Take some time, pause the video, try to see if you can force yourself to get these answers and try to understand how to work on getting the answers for these questions and solving the variables and having the variables by themselves. Okay, let's tackle these questions. Here we have our first one is 6x equals 42. I want to have x by itself, but in order for me to have x by itself, I have to remove the 6. What is happening with the 6 and the x? If you said it's multiplying, you are correct. In algebra, when we see a variable, which is x, and a number this close together, that means they're being multiplied. So in order for me to get the x by itself, I have to do something to the 6 so the x can be left alone. The opposite side of multiplication, and the opposite side of multiplication is division. So I have to divide by 6, and we're following our same rule we did with multiplication, with addition and subtraction in our earlier video. Draw a line. Whatever we do to one side, we must also do to the other side. 6 divided by 6 will cancel out, and it will give us x by itself. X or 1x is the same thing. 6 divided by 6, and when I bring it down, be 1x. But I don't have to put the 1 in front of it. It just be plain x. Drop our equal sign, and now we do a simple division. 42 divided by 6. For those that work on the division, 42 divided by 6, we know, is 7. So in this example, x equals 7. Let's knock out these other questions now. Y over 9 equals -3. The y is being divided by the 9. So I must do something to the 9 so that the y can be left alone. I must do the opposite of division, which is multiplication. But how will we multiply this? If we have the 9 on the bottom, we need to multiply it so the 9 is on the top. So what we would do is we do this, 9 over 1. Whatever we do to one side, we must also do to the other side. Do it in the same color, 9 over 1. The dot represents multiplication. That's another way we can represent multiplication, so don't get confused. 9 on top and 9 on the bottom cancels out. You're left with 1 over 1, or 1 times y. Same thing as we said before, it's 1y. We don't have to write 1y, we can just leave it as y. Drop down the equal sign, and we do multiplication. Now, multiplication with fractions is across. You multiply across. So we multiply the top across and the bottom across. But let's first make our 3 a fraction. -3 is the same thing as saying -3 over 1. When we multiply this across, we know the denominator is going to be 1. Because 1 times 1 will give us 1. And on the top, you have a -3 times 9. Negative times a positive is negative. 3 times 9, 27. So we have -27 over 1 And that's just the same as saying negative 27. Because 27 divided by 1 is 27. Negative divided by positive, negative. So here in our answer, y equals negative 27. Not too bad. Let's work on the next one. Negative 5a equals 45. So better go burn through these, so we should have an understanding. Negative 5 divided on both sides. So we're going to get a by itself completely. So negative 5 cancels out the top and bottom. Have a on the bottom. Drop equal sign. 45 divided by 5, negative 5. Positive divided by negative, negative. 45 divided by 5, negative 9. M over negative 7 equals 8. Opposite of division, multiplication. Do it on both sides. Eight times a negative 7, negative 56. And our last question, opposite of multiplication, division. Make sure you do it on both sides. Key on the bottom, equal sign. Two negatives will make it a positive. 12 divided by 3, 4. K equals 4. Okay, that should be good. Congratulate yourself if you did this good in terms of the addition and the multiplication, division, addition and subtraction. Now we're gonna just do some random ones. Okay, let's try it out. Gonna label this the randoms. So now it'll force us to be well prepared for any kind that comes our way. Take about 5 seconds, pause the video, and try to see if you can come up with the answers yourself. Okay, let's do these questions. I'll simply write out the answers for each one, and you guys can see if what you get was correct. P here is negative 8. T is 44. B is negative 9. R is 12. And Q is negative 12. So if you got these answers, congratulations, you understand how to do one-step equations for Algebra 1. That's it for this portion. We're going to work on the next portion, which is focusing on two-step. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys later.